and my Ezra Levy. How are you, my brother?
Great. How's
We're going to
everything?
talk about some criminal things that I want to do, but we're going to start our show tonight. But you know that Crackermo is gone. I hope this new governor.
He needs to take his
Oko-
friend with him.
By the way, I think
What's
he
his
doesn't.
name? DeBozo?
I think he doesn't have to leave the governor's mansion due to that you can't be evicted right now.
That's why he extended 14
Yeah, I got you.
days. He's trying to be in control.
High Tech Web Group. What do we got with
Have
them?
you been pushing off remodeling or creating a website? Well, now you don't have to any longer.
We-
Let
we
High
don't.
Tech Web Group's team of professionals construct your site with skill and precision. You can reach High Tech Web Group at 212-235-2777. That's 212-235-2777. Check out their website at info@hightechwebgroup.com. Call High Tech Web Group today so you can experience a whole new world of business. 212-235-2777.
212-235-2777. Thank you, Jaime, for all your hard work that you do for us. You're wonderful. Plaza Auto Leasing.
They are not only a leasing company, but also a dealership.
And I just want you to know that I spoke to him this week, and I'm having a problem getting a car, and all of a sudden he found me a wonderful, beautiful car. He says, Heshy, you want leather? You don't want leather? And he said, for $20 more, Heshy, I'll give you everything you want with your mileage and stuff. I said, okay, I'll take it. He said, but everybody else bargains for $20. I said, $20 over 3 years. Listen to
he
me.
said $20 or he said $19.99?
Whatever, 90, whatever. It comes out to be $600 more over 3 years, but it's worth it instead of me struggling and break. My car is breaking down, by the way,
Right.
guys.
Plaza Auto Leasing, the flexibility to lease or buy any vehicle, make or model, combined with quick service, huge inventory, and easy approvals. There is no finance manager to meet with, just a friendly pal, Plaza Auto Leasing sales representative that can handle most of the transaction from start to finish without you even having to step foot in their office. All you have to do is place your order, and they will even deliver your car right to your door. What are you waiting for? Become a pal and call Plaza Auto Leasing today. You can reach Plaza Auto Leasing at 718-975-9000. That's 718-975-9000. You can also check out their website at www.plazaautoleasing.com. Located at 2750 Nostrand Avenue on the corner of Nostrand Avenue and Avenue N. Call 718-975-9000 and become a pal today. And don't forget to tell them Uncle Heshy sent you.
718-975-9000. Sawyer, I want you to push the button in the back of your thing. But then we have Green Line Building Solutions. Now, you guys think that my company is a joke. Today I helped fight the building department. I even taped, and I want you to hear this, Ezra. I want to ask Ezra something. They came to the building. We did not let them in. They came 10 times. The neighbors took pictures. They gave a violation of stop work order. Yes, we did some other little cleanup work, but they didn't catch us. The inspector says, I want to go on the site. I said, I'm not letting you on. After a discussion.
It's not a confessional, Heshy.
Right. So then I went to the site. I took him on. I said, you can't walk around because I don't want you to fall down and get hurt. He says, well, I want to see here. I said, you're not going to see. Look, take your pictures above. No, I want to go below. I said, I'm not letting you below. I don't have to let you. So he then writes up a violation of working against a stop work order. I said, there's 5 of us here. Nobody's working. Well, you put us in a predicament. So we called the chief and we called him. And on the telephone, we taped them. They admitted to doing a falsified violation.
That's a misdemeanor.
It doesn't make a difference. The point is, we're going to have to go to court. He's putting us through the trouble, give us a $6,000 fine, but we need him to testify in court that he lied, right?
Right.
And now the judge, these administrative courts don't let them come. But I'm going to show you how we keep jobs open. 718-871-0382, Green Line Building Solutions. Where am I located?
202 Foster Avenue.
202 Foster Avenue for all your plans, your violations.
Professionals for all your building solutions, any fines, tickets, alterations, contracting, architecture, anything that you have to do with your building. Green Line Building Solutions.
718-871-0382, and you can always come see me. And then we have this wonderful boy, Mr. Super. I just love him, really. He's very good the way he keeps the places clean. Go ahead. What is Mr. Super?
Cabinet repair, furniture assembly, light fixture installation, ceiling leak repair, sink leak repair, toilet snaking, shelf installation, wall patch and paint, and so much
But
more.
besides that, you can hire him to be your weekly super. He comes 2-3 times a week. They take out your garbage. They clean sure the front is clean. They shovel. What's his phone number?
Everything your husband doesn't do.
That's right.
718-218-5555. That's 718-218-5555. Just put that in and call that hubby number 2.
Who's our wonderful ad right now? Ezra Levy, attorney at law.
Ezra Levy, attorney at law, is amazing. If you're arrested or you have weapon possession, drug offenses, domestic violence, theft offenses, assaults, DWI, which you could lose your license for, you can reach Ezra Levy at 917-755-1187, 917-755-1187. He is the best attorney to get you off and get you moving on with your life. Criminal and family court, orders of protection, defense, anything and everything.
But I want you to know Ezra better be ready because today's joke.
What'd you do?
When Ezra hears it, he's not going to be happy.
I didn't see it yet, so.
I know it's going to find out in a few minutes. I wanted to shock him.
917-755-1187. Just send him pictures. You can WhatsApp him.
Okay.
Text him all your criminal offenses, your C summonses for your building.
Right.
The person gets a C summons.
Right.
That's a criminal ticket.
Right.
Ezra will make sure
What's
that
Ezra? Do you
you're on
tell
the
us
right
your
path.
number? Because me and the Sawyer can't get it together.
917-755-1187.
917-755-1187. And then we have Bo's Barbershop. Wonderful
the
barber.
official singing barber of Heshy Tischler.
That's right, he is. He is. Bo's Barbershop, and go ahead. keep
Located
going.
at 108 Avenue I. You can reach Baruch's Barbershop at 718-758-5187. That's 718-758-5187. Or call, text, or WhatsApp Baruch personally to schedule your appointment at 347-845-9131. That's 347-845-9131.
You know, he calls me this week. He says, Heshy, they're going to do this stupid mask mandate again. They're going to put everything in effect. How am I going to sing through my mask to my people? That's what he was worried about because he's a great barber. Don't worry, Baruch. We put in, by the way, we did put in a lawsuit. We did file a lawsuit. It's going all in. We're going to make it happen. We're going to get it done. We're going to stop this idiot mayor. By the way, there's a big rally in front of the mayor's house on August the 15th, Sunday. Everybody come to the mayor's place, and I'm going to tell you what time it is because
Heshy's going to be there. I'm going to be there. Ezra, are you going to be there?
I will be there.
Really?
Are you going to bring the 35 kids?
I'll see how many of the 35 kids I can bring.
Well, you have the time here. It's going to be at on August the 15th, 3:30 p.m., 181 East End Avenue, corner of 88th Street and East End Avenue, right in front of the soon-to-be.
Come. Bring your friends, bring your family, bring anybody that you can bring. We need people there. We need to let the city know that these vaccine passports are just not going to fly.
Traveler's Choice, 212-868-8698.
Local and international travel, car rental, hotel, and all your travelers need. Traveler's Choice. Call Joseph and Deborah Leifer at 212-868-8698. That's 212-868-8698. Traveler's Choice is your only choice for travel.
And of course, we have James Meadows, my attorney. He's our traffic ticket attorney. He used to be a criminal attorney. I mean, I want you to know.
Highly ranked traffic lawyer, former criminal lawyer, dedicated to all moving violations throughout New York State. James handles all points-related moving violations in New York City, Long Island, and upstate New York. Speeding, red lights, cell phone, stop sign, failure to leave, and improper turns are traffic offenses with stiff penalties, including huge fines, points, increased insurance rates, suspension of your driver's license, and even being arrested. The law offices of James Meadow is your best chance at beating your ticket. 845-TICKETS. That's 845-842-5387 or 845-TICKETS.
But he's not a joke because I texted him, I gave him a copy of my ticket. He sent me already an agreement. Then afterwards, he sends you when he went to court. He tells you not to come to court, not to submit forms. Don't fill out paperwork without him. And of course, the court then, this is 3 years. I'm waiting to get in front of a judge. They just postponed it again for another year.
Oh, it's going to be dismissed.
But it doesn't make a difference if it's not. But if I don't show up or if something happens to James, I'm dead. I go into default. I can be
Not
arrested.
dead. You're not going into default. James took care of you.
I know
Don't
that.
you
He's
worry.
the best.
You are set.
I love you, Sawyer. 845 tickets, 845-842 5387. Anyways, we have HeshyTishler.com. I know you think I'm out. Don't forget, guys, November the 3rd, this missing in person, Carmen Yeager. Now he's showing up already to events. You know what? His office is closed. Tomorrow he's going to a Ben and Jerry rally. For what? To get upset about ice cream. That's what he's worried about. Today we had a guy beaten up. I have a video of it. A guy beaten up on the street in the middle of his community. And you know what? Carmen Yeager, no comment, nowhere to be found. But tomorrow he's going to go to a rally about ice cream.
But Heshy, you showed up?
I didn't show up because I did make a video. I did.
But you always show up.
And
That's all that
I
matters.
did comment, and I did already. I'm in touch with the police, and the police already have said, "Well, this is not a hate crime. It's about a parking spot." You should have heard the video for 30 seconds, how the guy cursed and screamed at him. He wasn't even parked in the guy's driveway, and he still beat him on the street.
People have gotten murdered over parking spots.
I know.
People are nuts.
Anyways, we're going to tell you the joke of the day. First, we're going to do our quote, everybody, and then we're going to start our show. But don't forget, shout out to my friend Ellie, Sergeant Peter. I love you.
Sergeant Peters, our good friends Dov and Shani Hikin, Mira Nava, Lila Tamar, and my beautiful Shoshana.
I want you to know something. I got caught with the lollipops. I was actually called by my daughter-in-law and by my son, please stop giving her lollipops. So today when I picked her up, she says, lollipop. I said, I can't. You keep snitching on me that you're eating the lollipop. So today I gave her chocolate. On the way home, she says, I'm not telling Mommy about the chocolate. But she was all full of chocolate.
Mommy listening now.
No, they don't like my show. So so her hands are full of chocolate. I was in big trouble. I had to pull over for a bottle of water, wash her face and hands, and make sure as I'm walking in, I said, don't tell Mommy. So that was good. Mira Nava, you're wonderful. And now we're going to talk to you about my quote of the day. Then we're going to start our show. We're going to talk about Crackermo and Blabio. And
I want to talk about the cooking show you had.
we're going to talk about that too.
I think Heshy started a new segment now. He's doing Heshy that apron.
I want you
It's
to know,
just
you
so.
know, my cousin.
It makes you look so relatable. And
I have a cousin, Hesky, who says, Hesky, you got to do a show every night. I said, Hesky, are you crazy? I'm busy working and running around. I have no time. Even today, the inspector called me. He says to me, get over to the building. I said, I'm in the hospital. I'm not getting over to the building. You know I work till 9:30. I'm not going to leave early. He says, you better get over there or I'm going to punish you guys. I said, I don't give a crap.
you need an apron that says the Just Enough Heshy show
I'm going
on
to get
it.
there. Well, Linda bought me that girly apron. Anyways, here's my quote of the day. And this is to all you people out in America and all you people out in USA. I want you to understand this. Whatever America hopes to bring to pass in the world must first come to pass in the hearts of Americans. You must believe, guys. You must have it in your heart to do good. You just doesn't have to do good. You know that it's going to happen. We must make a change. You see, we fought against that idiot Crackermo. He's gone. And we're going to talk to Ezra about this because I was the first one to interview Lindsey Boylan and also endorsed her to run for Congress against that idiot, that little fat guy, Mr. Nadler. Being produced the fingers.
That comment that you made about us having to be persistent and committed and standing up, I want you to know how many people have come over to me and told me, I can't do the passport. You know, if I'm going to have to do the passport, I'm going to have to get vaccinated. I don't want to.
We were at that rally. We're going to talk
But I'm
about
going to have to do it because I'm afraid that they're going to fire me.
Right.
And this is criminal.
And I'm going to tell you about that in a minute, what just happened with Cuomo. But Cracker with de Blasio. So here's my joke of the day, everybody. Are you ready? This is what's going to get me in trouble. Me and Linda had a big fight. Are you ready, Ezra? This is where you come into the picture. Are you ready?
I'm coming into the picture?
So I have a little den in the back where I have my...
I'm not buying this, by the way. I hear Linda talking to him on the phone. You never heard anybody talking so loving.
No.
I'm not buying this. I'm sorry, Heshy.
Linda
I'm just...
and me had a big argument about the car.
I'm going to talk to Linda.
You will about the car, but you heard Linda screaming at me about she wasn't nice to me in the car the other day.
Deserve for her to be nice to you
Well,
the other
anyways,
day?
so I'm standing. She's in the middle of screaming about me about closing the screen door. I said, "You don't let me smoke in the house. You don't let me watch television too loud." So I go outside, get a little fresh air, smoke my cigarette. So I forget to close the screen door. She screams. She actually comes and stands there and won't close the door herself. Makes me get up and close the screen door.
You're already standing up, getting your
Anyways,
smoke.
so while she was bitching to me about the screen door and about washing the dishes, which I do all the time, so I have on my wall pictures of, I have like a little dartboard, where I have my cave. I have pictures of my kids when they upset me. I scream at the picture. I have pictures of my wife. I have pictures of my mother-in-law. So I was taking my darts and just throwing it at the picture of Linda over and over and over again. And Linda says to me, what are you doing, Heshy? I said to her, I'm missing you. I was missing the picture.
I get it.
I was missing the picture. Anyways, I hope Linda didn't hear that because I don't let her see me throw the darts. Anyways, everybody, we're starting our show today, and congratulations to everybody in the state of New York that idiot left. Now, Mr. Legal Lawyer over here.
Yes, sir.
The man gets on television, and he admits, he says, let me tell you what he writes here. You have it in front of you. The line shifted.
Right.
Now, explain to me.
Yeah, I
need you to
saw that
explain to me,
conference.
what does that mean? First of all, he went to defend himself straight out against each one of them. Then the line shifted. So you're telling me there was a line where I was allowed to molest women, but now I can't because the line moved and I'm not allowed to molest women? Is that something? And my question to you is he resigned. I know why, because he doesn't want all this politics. He's so full of it. He made a deal, and the assembly can still impeach him, just like the Trump. But you know what? They're not going to do it.
They're not going to. It's a waste of money. It's a waste of money.
So how come the Congress and the Senate did it against Trump? And
Because it's a waste of
millions
money.
and millions.
Because Democrats waste money. So it's a waste of look.
But if they don't impeach Cuomo, then he can come back to be governor.
Yes,
run for another
if he's not impeached and convicted after the impeachment, he could run for state office once again.
Now,
The likelihood of him winning anything after yesterday's performance is zero.
well, maybe in New York not, but I'm just telling you, he was supposed to be high office. But
An impeachment in New York cannot stop him from running anywhere else.
Oh, but you mean for president and stuff?
Correct.
Or being chosen for an office like some kind of a secretary office in the cabinet of the president.
Correct.
My point is this guy. I mean, people actually said he sexually harassed him. The attorney general said straight out, even though he said she's lying, he touched me, he groped me. You do that on a train, you bump into somebody, and you're telling me the prosecutors are not, going to arrest him?
Okay, so here's the thing. I said this last week.
Don't say a deal.
No, I'm not going to talk about a deal.
Want a deal,
I'm
but
not talking about a deal.
The man committed a crime.
Okay, just two things. First of all, there's a difference between sexual harassment and a sex crime. Sexual harassment is making a person feel uncomfortable in a way that demeans them or makes them think they're big. That's a different thing. So while that's part and parcel of sexual harassment, that itself is a separate act that would constitute a crime. Touching any person in their private areas without their consent is forcible touching, which is a misdemeanor. It's a class A misdemeanor.
He actually stuck his hand under the woman's shirt and groped her breast.
Right. So here's the thing.
Grasped her breast. Now let me ask you a question. How would a man feel if I went and I took my hands and stuck it in his pants and groped his genitals?
Are you crazy right now that you just said that?
I'm sorry. That's basically what he did. What? It's different.
It is.
What? One is what? One is an elbow macaroni, and one is what? Is a spaghetti? It's both pasta. It's both disgusting, and he shouldn't have done it. And shame on him. And for the people that are trying to, differentiate the lines and to say, well, he hugged, he kissed. There were 11 women, and let me tell you something. When they're through with this, how dare they not go after him for murders? Okay. A murder is a much worse crime, isn't it?
By the way, if you want to call into the show, 718-289-0070, or put any message that you want on the YouTube message board on Super Chats on YouTube.com. You could give us a question or chat or whatever. I don't know what my producer did. The computer's not working, but send us a message and whatever it is, and we'll find out what it's all about.
Look, as far as the nursing home controversy, he obviously, his executive order led to the death of at least 15,000 to 18,000 people.
And he covered it up.
The cover-up is
even more egregious.
The cover-up is more troubling in that it's proof. It's a crime in itself, and there's a conspiracy involved in it. You could,
a massive paper trail.
It's or losing a massive paper trail. But that's, at the same time, it's not the first time that we got rid of somebody on a lower issue by, it's a famous Al Capone story. And Al Capone did not go to jail for murder. He went to jail for tax evasion. So, if this is what it took to get rid of, Andrew Cuomo, then good for us.
Right.
As far as Heshy's question, is this going to end with the resignation? I think the political aspect's going to end with the resignation. It makes absolutely no sense for the assembly now to move forward on an impeachment because he's not running again. He's not going to get state office again. He might think he is, but he's never going to get it. Whether or not the district attorneys in different counties, there's 4 counties that are supposedly investigating, with strongest case being up in Albany, where you have his accuser who said he touched her under her shirt as well as on her backside, a separate event. Those could be prosecuted regardless of what happens with an impeachment or his resignation.
Even if he's found guilty,
it is a misdemeanor. Each count carries up to a year in jail. He could do up to 2 combined, but it's also he would be a registered sex offender.
That would be good.
And that registered sex offender carries all over the country. So even if he were to move, say, D.C. and get a cabinet position, he would still be a registered sex offender.
And nobody should be above the law.
All I know
especially
is,
a politician.
I told you last week he was going to get impeached or out of office.
Heshy called it.
I've been calling. People were telling me it's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. Even Ezra said it's not going to happen.
Heshy, you calling DeBozo?
DeBozo is gone in about 3 months, and he's going to cause us trouble with this mass mandate that starts on. We did file the papers. You're going to see it filed. We're going to go to court. We're going to stop. But today, I'm talking to nurses. I'm talking to real government employees who are saying, I don't want the mask mandate. I don't want to take a shot. And not only that, I want you to hear this. The FDA is poised to authorize a 3rd shot now for all of us.
Hold on. The nurses, the doctors, the physicians, all of them that were working throughout the entire corona without the shot. Now you're gonna, and they gave their lives up, and they had like double, triple shifts and put their lives on the line. Now you're gonna force them, the medical professionals, you're gonna force them, you're gonna mandate for them to take the vaccine, the people that were throughout for a year and a half working without the vaccine, now you're going to force them to take it? That makes 0 sense.
Well, what makes absolutely no sense is waiting until September 13th for this emergency. I think it just proves how much of an emergency it's not.
Somebody has an agenda.
It proves how much the emergency is not there.
Anything from the super chats, or the computer's still down? Push it on. But I just want you to know, guys, that we're going to fight it. You do not have to listen to this stupid mandate. You do not have to take the shot. If you want to take the shot, take the shot. I have people who told me they took the shot because, like you said, Sawyer, they are worried, Sawyer. They want to take it because they don't. I just want you to know, look what happened today. I want you to know, did you see what happened today? I printed it out, but 30 stores, are you listening to this?
Yeah.
30 stores are now going to demand, 30 stores, which are the 30 stores, whatever, movie theaters, a big place are going to demand that you have to...
mask up?
You're going to have to, you're going to have to mask up or show us your vaccine passport. Is that crazy?
Well,
I think the stores are going to get burnt down.
Is that
People are going to get angry, and I don't think the business owners are going to want to turn away their customers. They already lost so much business. They went out of business. They lost their incomes. People lost their homes. People didn't get rent. I don't think a normal, sane business person is going to say, I want to turn away these customers. Really? I want to alienate the few customers I have left.
Mayor de Blasio is applauding over 30 businesses in New York City that have announced they are now requiring proof of vaccination for entry as part of the city's Key to New York City program. The program
Walmart, the people that are getting tax breaks?
The program aims to mandate vaccination against the coronavirus for most indoor activities in the city. I heard one place said in London that you shouldn't even talk to somebody else because you might spread the thing. And then there's a public school system that's saying that and I read it on Yeshiva World, which I hate so much, really. I hope the whole place goes out of me. Okay. They wrote that kids can't come to school without masks or vaccination because they're going to kill another kid. I swear I heard it.
Well, I think it's also now the governor of California is started a new vax mandate or testing mandate for the schools. I think he just announced this
Right,
today also.
right. In California, all teachers and staff members must be vaccinated to work in school.
So, and that's and again, these are politicians who are making mandates with absolutely no legal basis.
And they're going to fire us then.
Well,
or-
yes. I mean, the problem is this: you have we've discussed this before, and just there is something called separation of powers, and the legislature cannot just sleep and let either the mayor or governor or even the president of the United States, if Congress wants to sleep, they can't let him just take power away. That's not how it works in this country. You can't usurp power and you can't cede power to a co-equal branch of government. And all these mandates are coming down from one person. We don't have kings in this country.
It seems like it is. And not only that, the companies that are going to be left alone or to be left open, they're following the mandates, and we need a lot of these big places to go to. And, they're just coming after the little people, and we are all scared like little sheep. I'm fighting back. Me and Sawyer went to a rally 2 days ago, right, Sawyer? We went to a rally, and we stood, what was it?
Heshy,
it was yesterday. It was 2 days-
before we talk about the rally, I have an issue. I actually did a shout out. I need a little speaker. Now I have to go order one on my own. I don't understand. The supplies over here, the Just Enough Heshy show, they can't supply me with a megaphone.
Sawyer, we don't even pay
This
you.
is a voice. I have to protect this voice.
So we don't even have money to pay you. Anyways, we went.
So
to
no raise.
So we went to the rally, and Sawyer started fighting with some guy who's dressed up as a nurse, who's an idiot, and he just started arguing with
He
us.
had a check signed by Soros.
Right, for $5,000, which was fake, and he stood there, and she's
And he wasn't a doctor.
and she's arguing with him, and I'm trying to tell her to stop arguing.
He's wearing scrubs. He's a nobody.
He's a nobody, and he's arguing with him. That he's not even wearing a mask, and he's screaming. And then some other guy says to us, "You're all murderers. You should wear a mask." I said, "But we're all vaccinated, But these people came out. We came out in the hundreds, and I want you to know it's time, guys. We're starting to get better. Don't let them close the city down. Last night in Union Square Park, thousands of people came out screaming F Cuomo, screaming Cuomo gone. We're going to have more Cuomo parties. Thank God that idiot's gone. But what's taking him 14 days? Do you guys know anything about this new governor?
Huckle?
Miss Huckle, right.
Yeah,
They say she's going to be good. She's not going to be good.
I heard she was doing all the legwork for Cuomo.
No,
that
she
she
was-
was the one that was running around and meeting with.
No, she was running around, but she wasn't part of the inner circle. So that's gonna be actually, and that's gonna be a big problem for her coming back in. I mean, her background is she's from Buffalo. She was she was obviously in state politics for a while, local politics. She was a one-term congresswoman who lost after only 2 years. And then narrowly beat Jumaane Williams the last time around for re-election for being
really?
attorney
Wow.
for getting the nomination in the Democratic Party so that she could remain as lieutenant governor. She is going to be the governor in 2 weeks from now. She's probably going to be powerless. She's going to have to appoint her own lieutenant governor if she wants one.
But she has to. I hear
I don't think she's going to be a psycho like Cuomo,
No,
where
I don't
she's
think-
going to be
no.
because he really was like.
No, but
he
she's
was just so pompous.
She
She's
doesn't
gonna be
have much
ineffective.
time because she's going to have to start running for her to be reelected.
I don't think she's running for re-election. I honestly,
We don't know.
It would make absolutely no sense for her to come right now and run for election. Obviously, that's why you run. You want to be a lieutenant governor, but this is not.
Is she a
New York-
Democrat?
She is a Democrat. New York State's not a state where traditionally a lieutenant governors become governor after.
Well, so far it has been. but
It's only
speaks
because
against
we've had the last two Democrats who've been elected into office have both been sexual deviants. So,
But my point to you is that first of all, she's the first woman governor.
Yes.
And she has 450 bills sitting on her desk that have to be signed. So she has to reread them because she's not prepared for them. And they, unless she's just going to sign whatever she wants, then she's just a plain idiot. But she has a lot of stuff to do between budgets of next year, even though it's already done. She has so much to take care of. Is she ready? Is she prepared? Because according to what you just said, she's not experienced as a one-term congresswoman.
We're going to find out in 2 weeks.
Well, again, experience. Nobody. You really don't have to be experienced to be governor. It's not. We'd like experienced people, but it's not. It's not required. It's not a job.
You don't
requirement.
have to be experienced to run for any political office in this country. Did you hear about Biden running into the bushes and the Secret Service having to go and get him?
We have a former bartender running Congress, or Lisa she's running Congress. I mean,
AOC. He's talking about AOC.
So you don't need experience used to be a requirement, at least logically. But we had somebody who was very experienced. But, he just got himself kicked out yesterday.
This country has no logic.
You don't need logic. Logic has gone a long time ago. The rumor I heard is that actually the leader of the Senate, Cousins.
Hastings?
Not Hastings.
Hastings. Whatever.
She might be the next. She might be. No, not Hastings. Not Hastings. The female who runs the Senate.
What's her name? Yeah, not the Senate. You mean the Congress?
No, the state Senate.
Oh, the state Senate? Who cares? Yeah.
She might be tapped as being the next lieutenant governor.
Oh, really?
And that would be actually a very smart move on Hochul's part if she does want to run for election, because, this is a country now. You just have to check all the boxes, and she's, the state senate. The leader of our state senate is a black woman, so at least she gets the woman box in the.
Well, all I know is I love this picture that somebody sent me with the Statue of Liberty with Mr. Cuomo being shot through the air and he's gone. I mean, guys, you don't even know how ecstatic I am that man is gone. He ruined our city. He ruined our state. He ruined our city. He thinks he actually did a good job. He was talking on that news conference like such an arrogant person, an animal, and he's going. And the problem is, like De Blasio, who took bribes, who we know took bribes. They testified in court he took bribes. He keeps skirting. Forget he stole $1.5 billion him and his wife. He took bribes from people, and he got away with it. And look at him. He's serving his term, and he's just going to get away with it. And De Blasio now is, for the last 3 months, he's going to make us suffer, and he's going to come after us piece by piece, day by day, and there's nothing we can do about it. And guys, we can stand up to him. Come to the rally on Sunday in front of his building.
Be there. Heshy's going to be there. I'm going to be there. Hopefully Ezra's going to be there. And
Depends
lots
on
of
how many kids
other
would
people.
come.
As many as you like. You can pick up a few that you don't even know on the way.
And by the way, Monday there's going to be another rally. We're not going to let up. We're going to have these rallies. We're going to stop him. We're not going to let him do it. But you know what? He's going to torture our kids in school. At least the Jewish schools, we're not going to comply at all. But the public schools, I feel bad because a lot of those kids are not going to go back. And as it is, a lot of them are failing in our school numbers. Our public school is just atrocious by passing kids and so on. And now you're just going to do this? It's just terrible. I can't even read what she writes. You have schmutz on your left eye. Okay, I got it.
That's your right eye.
Who cares, Sawyer?
Hey, can I just switch back the tables a little? I have a question for Heshy.
Yeah.
Okay, so Cuomo's out. The rumor is Al Sharpton might be running for a Democratic nomination. Is Heshy Tischler going to run against Al Sharpton so we can have a fun debate one day?
Right. So here's my deal. I, of course, lost for city council, and I'm hoping all of you smart people on November the 3rd against this guy who's missing in action. Where's his picture? I got to show it to you people again. I mean, come on. Carmen Yeager.
Heshy, lay off the poor guy already. Come on.
Listen to me. The guy is nowhere to be found. He does nothing, and all of a sudden now he's going to a rally for Bennett. He's showing up now, and it's still a pandemic. According to the world, it's getting worse again, and he's coming out now without his mask when all along he's hiding. So
are they giving out ice cream?
I don't know, but all I know is he's going to a hate rally for Ben & Jerry's and in Manhattan, nothing to do with him, when he never shows up for rallies against masks, rallies against vaccines. He doesn't fight the hospitals. He did not go against Cuomo. Did you hear anything against Cuomo? And now I found out, I just want to tell both of you, the reason why he didn't say anything about me being arrested or helping me was he's friends with Jacob Kornbluth. And I heard that when Jacob Kornbluth was pushing, Mr. Yeager, a lawyer, did advise Kornbluth to continue to press the charges against me. Okay. So this is very, very bad. And any questions on the super chat? Because I got a finger waved for me by the producer not to say. But
Thank you, Mr. Producer.
You're constantly getting fingers
waved.
5.5
months, please.
All I just do, I know. But I just want you to know, I hate rats. I hate people that do that. Mr. Kornbluth, forget that he looks like a rat, but Carmen Yeager, look at his fake smile. You know why?
Can we talk about your favorite topic?
November 3rd.
Critical race theory. Do you know that in an Atlanta elementary school?
Stop, Sawyer.
What? Stop.
I want to talk about one funny thing now. We've been too serious on this show till
If
now.
it has anything to do with Mr. Yeager, I do not want to hear.
No, it has nothing to do with Mr. Yeager.
Okay, or Mr. whatever his name
Clackamo?
is. No, the other
Keep
one that
going.
you were talking about. I don't want to hear about these people.
If Sharpton does run and Mr. de Blasio do run, first of all, I want you all to write my name in November. I swear to you, I'm going on
HESHYTISCHLER.
It's right behind me, girl.
Yeah. Okay, so just write in his name just for kicks, just for
So
fun,
people are saying how
and
to
who
do it.
knows? He could
You check
in the
off
40,
box,
which
you check
district?
44th district.
44th
and
district.
You click off you can do it in the 48th too.
You can do it in any district you want. Everybody just write his name in.
Click off the box that says other and write in Heshy Tischler. But yes, if Sharpton runs and de Blasio runs, it's only going to be like 1,000 or 1,500 signatures. I'm going to actually put my name on the ballot. It's going to be a lot of fun.
I think I should ask people to put my name on the ballot for mayor.
Right.
Just for kids.
Well, the mayor, you need 1 million votes. For council,
Just
you only
for
need
kids.
about
You have
10,
1 million
12,000.
listeners, no?
I don't
A
know.
few
I wish I
million.
did have 1 million listeners. But here's the funny part. You guys know.
I tell jokes.
Do you remember? So, last week I made a video of me cooking spaghetti. You saw that?
Oh my God.
I was jealous.
How do you cook spaghetti?
I don't.
How do we have people call in 718-289-0070.
7-0.
That's 718-289-0070. We want to hear how you cook spaghetti. And if you saw the video of Heshy cooking, because I got to tell you something, I was expecting Heshy at the end of the video to go, mangia, mangia. And
No, but I want you to
he
know-
was so Italian the way he was going with oregano and a little bit of olive oil
But I want you
and
to
a
know
little
something. See,
basil
so this is a recipe.
and marinara.
So when I was
Yeah.
a kid,
You sure you're not a little Italian?
I grew up with the Italians.
It was so delicious what you made. I didn't know that you can cook pasta like that.
Right, you could cook
Without
pasta.
the pot. Here I am.
You don't have
I'm
to
pulling
boil-
out all the
right.
flavor, putting it in hot boiling water. It doesn't
Then
have
you're
any
putting the
taste.
sauce on afterwards. So what
I'm going to make
So
it.
what I did was I put the spaghetti in a pan.
Did you bring me some?
I
It
didn't
looked
bring-
so
I
delicious.
took it to my kid. I mean,
It was so cheesy with
right.
sauce.
See,
I'm
right,
hungry
so people
now.
So you see, Linda makes every week spaghetti and meatballs. Terrible. I have to really to swallow it. It's like
Actually,
so
you have to go
terrible.
home tonight, so
I
be
know that.
careful.
Tonight's
So
not spaghetti
forget
night.
the mental-
Tread carefully.
Right. So I said to Linda, let me teach you how to do spaghetti the right way. And she started laughing when she saw me put it into a pan. And then she says, you're filling it up with water and you're throwing in onions and you're
It's gonna be
throwing...
raw.
She said to you know what you're doing. And when I put it all together, then I took it out and mixed it up. And then I put in the a marinara sauce where Mira Nava was... And I'm not allowed to put
I
it on
heard her in the
screen.
background
Right.
screaming, marinara.
She was watching me.
So
She was watching me cook. She made fun of my apron too because Linda bought me a girly apron. Everybody says, "Oh, you stole it from Linda." No, she actually bought. I said to Linda, "You know, something's I like to cook, and I want to do the barbecue, so I need an apron." She bought me a girly, flowery apron. I'm embarrassed that she.
I
even
think
get-
everybody listening should buy. We should all chip in for one with ruffles.
Well, yeah, ruffles.
Or the one that
Okay.
says just enough Heshy.
That's what I'm gonna get. Just like you have
Okay.
the T-shirt now that says Heshy Tischler. Musabi, you got.
So you're going to do a cooking show every week now?
Did you get your shirt dirty? That's why you're wearing Heshy Tischler because you never wore that shirt ever.
I felt like, like it was like a day that I could put on a costume or
Thank
something.
you so much. You're very nice to me. But no, I do have. So this recipe, I just want you to tell you how I got it. And so I saw you also asked me, why don't I use a straw? So I told her I have these problems since I'm a kid. My mother wouldn't buy us more than one can of Coke as a kid. Oh, you know what I mean? She always bought us one soda. And she bought us 3 straws to share the soda. It was terrible. So that's why.
Wow, such childhood trauma.
That's right. So I never use a straw.
Wow.
Never
He's
use it.
suffering PTSD from straws.
That's right. So let me tell you what happened. So I lived in a Bensonhurst, an Italian neighborhood.
People are going to be waving straws at you now.
Whatever. I lived in an Italian neighborhood with all Italians surrounding us, maybe one other Jewish family growing up. So over there, I made, we were playing baseball with them, basketball, we were fighting with them. And one of the neighbors across the street had a daughter. And I became friendly with her because all the kids were playing together on the street. And my mother didn't like that I was friendly with the Italian, not Jewish, Gentile girl. But we were really friendly. And one day she tells me, come, I'm going to teach you how to make spaghetti. And this is the girl who taught me this recipe in 1977. And it's not a family recipe, it's Heshy's recipe. And I've always known this recipe.
Took him over 30 years to share it with his family.
No, 40 years, by the way.
40 years.
40 years.
I'm trying to make you younger.
But I don't tell everybody.
It's Baruch's barbershop, the way he makes you look.
Right, but you
So
do
I knocked
know,
off 10 years. You don't even appreciate the little things I do for
know
you,
that I
Heshy.
make the best chicken cutlets and French fries. Oh, Heshy, how hard is
Is
it to
that
make a
next
chicken
week's
cutlet?
recipe?
So, but the problem is it's so easy. It's not going to take up a whole 3 minutes. But I want you to know the chicken cutlets, the way I make it with a little. You see, you guys have to make complicated 17 spices and 50 different ingredients. The least is the better, and you have to get the taste to come out. And when you sprinkle that, when I sprinkle that mozzarella cheese on top at the end and midway through the cooking, I made it nice, a little brown at the end. Wow, my family loved it. Linda told me, I don't want to eat it. I don't think it's
Pasta
good.
looked perfect.
And I want you to
Al
know,
dente.
and I want you to know, Linda went back for a second helping. Okay, just want you to know.
It really looked delicious.
It was great. So anyways, that's what I'm gonna. So next week, you know what? I will make a chicken cutlet video.
Let me know what time
my
I'll be
kids
there.
love my chicken cutlets and French fries. I do it great, so I don't really care what you guys have to say. Mr. Lawyer,
Yes, sir.
I want to talk to you about something else that's very serious.
Now that the mic's working, yes.
Oh, the mic is working. Okay, it wasn't working.
Good.
Here's the deal. The other day, police were called to somebody's home. The neighbor was arguing about some civil matter, and the police don't come for civil matters. The lawyer called up and forced the police to come on a civil matter. When they got there, they heard, oh, it's a civil matter, but they scared my guy. They wanted to come into his house, and I was on the phone. I said, you're not letting them in the house. Again, we can't just abuse the police and say, hey, police, you should have known better not even to come unless somebody's getting hurt or injured or beaten up. Don't they have to know the law that they can't even enter or trespass on a property because they think it doesn't work like that?
So,
if you're called for a crime or somebody's being hurt or injured or abused, I got it. But because two neighbors are arguing like today, a guy hit a guy in the street over a parking spot and nothing happened.
Okay, so police are not allowed to enter a person's home without consent or a search warrant.
How about the property? How about the
outside is fine.
Well, it's still my property. It's trespass.
Unless it's closed off, it's not. It's still considered public view. The thing is this:
Public view they can come into.
if you could see it, you could walk into it.
Wow, that's not fair.
I mean,
See, really,
because you have to
when
understand
there
the Fourth
are
Amendment. The Fourth Amendment really stops against searches.
If I have a house that's made of glass, so since you can see,
No, because you can't enter the door. Again, what you're saying is you have an open area. It's a guard. It's a Brooklyn outdoor garden.
Gated.
If it's gated, that's considered closed.
But they can still open the gate and come in.
Not really.
Okay, so I just want to make
Not
sure.
really.
That.
But they could tell you if they hear the argument through
Yeah,
the gate or they see something visually, they can say, we believe.
It's
we
not that
feel."
bad. Again, if there is an imminent threat to somebody's safety,
They can claim that even if it's not true.
Then they will claim it.
But the neighbor
this is
was
what-
in her house. She was complaining he was doing work in his house illegally. So
Yes. So again, the police should never have responded. But when they do, and this is the problem, the police, first of all, they do not get proper training on constitutional issues. That's historically, and that's why a lot of cases get tossed out because the cops are just, they're robotic. We got a call. Let's deal with the call. Let's make sure everybody's okay.
They don't get training in a lot of things. Also, a lot of times, some are wonderful cops,
Most of them.
but a lot of them show up and instead of de-escalating,
Escalate.
they escalate the
Yes.
situation. They come with an attitude. Now I got to tell you something. If you're a civil servant and you're coming in, you should be a little humbled. Your paycheck is being paid by the city. Yes, you're putting your life on the
I want
risk.
to tell you something.
And
The worst
also,
thing you could
people,
tell a cop is, I'm paying your
civilians,
paycheck.
Also, civilians, I got to tell you something. I'm not talking about everyone, but civilians, some of them, you don't have to have an attitude with the cop either. It goes both
That's
ways.
exactly it. I mean,
It really does go both
with that,
ways. We should have civic lessons for people in communities, how to talk respectfully to each other, to your neighbors, to everyone, because people don't know how to talk anymore. We're living in the craziest world.
most situations, including the one that Heshy showed, the video from earlier, which the attack on the Jewish plumber, are just daily spats that have been escalated because people don't know how to communicate.
People in good neighborhoods, they're smart. In the olden days, this is what they did. They had two different people fighting, and when the cops showed up, everybody was like,
right.
It's not even that. The cops
whistling,
the cops used to break it
and
up.
with their hands behind their back. I didn't see anything.
the
Look,
cops used to
nothing
read it.
happened.
I personally, one of my favorite retired judges used to be came from the ranks of the police department, and he would tell me off the record what happened when he was a cop. And he said, look, you used to go into situations. He said, pull people out. You used to biff them up, hit them upside the head if they deserved it. And we'd tell them, wake up and get moving. Let's go on with our lives.
Right.
So people knew how to de-escalate situations.
By the way,
they did.
I wanted to tell everybody some good news. There was a missing child.
Was he found?
He was just
Found.
found.
Baruch
Yeah,
Hashem.
he was found. He was what was his name? I don't even know.
Yosef?
But he was Yosef Shapiro, 6 years old. He was missing at 4 p.m. this afternoon, and I'm so happy. Some volunteers found him. People came out. Thank you, community. See, this is what a community is. They run around. I think it was in Canarsie, and they found him. 6 years old. Thank God that he was found and he's back home with his parents.
Baruch Hashem for that.
This is what a community does. We take care of one another.
Thank you, Hashem. Thank you, God.
And thank you, God, of course, for getting that idiot Crackermo off our heads. Now you can talk about your cancel culture or whatever thing. What is that?
Critical race theory.
Critical race theory.
It's getting worse and worse, and not enough people are standing up to it. We cannot have people segregating us. They're going into different. Now they separated in one of the states. They separated the classroom and took out the black students shouldn't be mixed in with the white students. I mean,
don't believe that.
We
Yeah, I
fought.
cannot believe that.
No, because they want to give the blacks better services, the services that they're entitled to,
Right.
because they've been discriminated against all these years.
Well, that's the problem.
And they're really, what they're doing is they're alienating every single culture, every single community, neighbor against neighbor, families. They're alienating everybody in communities in this country. They're alienating people against each other
they?
instead of uniting.
Who
The
is they?
government.
It's not first of all, the government has subsidized studies and are
Critical race
implementing.
theory.
Yes, they have subsidized studies about it, and they are being implemented. Critical race theory really started in law schools, and then have developed onto college campuses, and now it's developing into high schools and elementary schools as well as the workplace.
So again, explain
So
to me
basically,
critical race
theory
theory
is based on the theory that everything has to be viewed in a power struggle type of prism. The black people historically have been oppressed by white people in this country. So therefore, every black, it takes it to an illogical extent, but every black person now is disadvantaged because against what's called white privilege. White privilege is you're born white, therefore you're automatically privileged as opposed to.
Are you sure you're born white? Because I identify as.
You can identify with.
Do you understand? We live in a crazy world. What you identify with,
the
critical
whole thing
race
is a
theory.
hoax. The whole thing is a hoax.
But taking God out of the school altogether. I don't care what God you pray to, and which and whether it's Allah or God or whoever it is that you consider your one and above. But there is a one and above, and there's one. Okay,
We got you,
And
Sawyer.
this country should not be taking it out of schools and bringing in.
So, Sawyer, we want to ask you a question. Do you believe that the black people are being disenfranchised or being prejudiced or being...
Sorry. What about all the hundreds of thousands civil people marching and civil rights getting murdered, stabbed, having crosses and bricks thrown in their window, a lawyer being murdered because he was fighting for the blacks? What about the hundreds of thousands of people
That was in the past.
Excuse me.
That was in the past. Excuse me.
Those white people
You can't
did
say
not
that. You can't say it's
oppress.
bad past. The whole
It's not
the
in the
whole
past.
basis of critical race theory is revisiting the past and I'm making that stigma from the past has never been removed. And that's the problem with critical race theory. It's the same problem with, unfortunately, with when you try to do the idea of reparations and before that affirmative action and the like. We are just constantly going this. It's like a mouse in this or a hamster in the circle. In the cage, just keep it going over again and end up at the same spot. When you keep trying to, America does have that stain. The stain of slavery is a big stain on this
They
country.
have many stains.
No, it's a very
Manhattan was stolen from the Indians.
Understood, and that's a stain also. But the thing is, slavery and racism is a real stain in this country. We have it took 150 years to get from civil war to civil rights. And it is a big stain, and we have to recognize it. But the difference is The difference is we have moved on to it. We've had many we've had African American leaders running this country. I mean, Obama is not, was the first African American president. We have African Americans running many states.
And he ran this country down.
He's the president of the United States.
Businesses.
The problem is it's good to try to rectify a wrong, but when the wrong doesn't go away because people don't let it go away, because this is all a power struggle.
So then,
in order for the left to stay in power, they have to keep telling you need somebody
so what they do is then they come and blame the Jews and say, look, Jews, you don't want to forget about the Nazis and the Holocaust. The reason we don't want to forget because we don't want it to happen again.
There's a very big difference.
But we know that slavery will never happen again, even though they do have children being kidnapped and there is slavery all the time.
There's still slavery. Look, there's definitely slavery in China going on right now with the Uyghurs, and there are areas of the world where there is actually modern day slavery, and there's other ways. There are other people taking disadvantage.
My family was wiped out in the Holocaust, and I'm not standing over here online asking for reparations. And I'll ask you something else. When they finished with critical race theory years later, and they finished doing all these damage. All this damage to little children where they should be ashamed that they're white or they're whatever they are they going to give them reparations?
Absolutely not. Because
so are they giving, is America giving back also? I want to know. $24 that they bought Manhattan for. Are they giving it back to the Indians?
This is all a ploy.
No, because it's all about the Benjamins.
This is all a ploy. You have to understand.
Who's ploy?
This is the leftist way of ploy. Look, we live in a society right now where even the left is not what you used to be. People, when I was in college.
What does the left gain out of this?
Well, no, because by sowing division, you want to cede power to somebody who's going to get rid of that division, who's going to bring you back together, or who's going to force you to get along. The idea of the far progressive left is that they want to make you believe that you cannot exist and you cannot survive unless you have a strong government.
And you're dependent on them for everything.
If you listen to Cuomo yesterday, at the end of his speech, he was basically saying, we need more government. We need more government. Look what we accomplished. We need less government in this country.
We need a lot less government.
We need a lot less government because the only more government means more infringements on my ability to think for myself.
Right.
And that's a problem.
See, that's a beautiful line. That is brilliant. That's the way you're supposed to speak. Ladies and gentlemen out there, say that again and again.
The more government means the less ability for me to think for myself.
It's just 100% true, and I'm very disappointed with a lot of these government officials who are so busy caring about stupid ideas when you should be out there taking care of the standard stuff you were hired for. Go do your budget. Look over the stupid laws. The other day somebody called me on Sunday. Policemen are standing on corner pulling over people for no reason on a right turn, a left turn. I mean, we should be protecting our citizens and not looking for small, stupid infractions because everybody commits something wrong. Everybody does something wrong. And sometimes we don't pay attention to it. But by making us so crazy, we're going to have mental breakdowns and we're going to be so nervous, always looking over our shoulder. It's not right.
Do you know that Biden went and signed at the beginning 15 different types of tax raises? And some of them are like if you're, let's say your family has a farm or a business that normally if a person passes away and the family business would get passed down, the government now, instead of, taxes not being on this property because it's being inherited, now it would be 50% tax.
Well, there's always been a death tax on inheritance.
No, but now it's like 50% at 50% instead of like.
No, but up to a certain amount, you don't have to.
And also on the insurance, if you had $1 million life insurance policy, it was not taxable.
Correct. Still not taxable.
No, that's one of the new taxes that he passed, and I think it's like at 40% or something. That means yes.
Impossible.
Well, now, the tax plan hasn't been passed yet. It's still.
But they're working on it, and they're coming at us from every single angle with craziness.
That's exactly it. I mean, we are, and there are some strong senators who are fighting it. But the problem is, in Washington. Right now, the Democrats do run both houses of Congress, and they have the White House. And budgets are one of the only things right now, even the Senate, even with the filibuster present, there's something called reconciliation when it comes to the budgets. So you only need a majority. And as soon as they passed the compromise bill, the bipartisan bill yesterday in the Senate, they moved on to the $3.4 trillion bill that every Republican says I'm voting against. And now we're begging, the country's banking on Joe Manchin, saying I'm not going to vote for it, which is really not something you can bank on.
Texas House Speaker signs arrest warrants for 52 Democratic lawmakers after they stalled state
Right.
proceedings
I
to
forgot to
block
bring that up.
Right.
new voting restrictions.
Is that legal? Is that
I
legal?
want to applaud. I want to applaud this individual for doing
Okay,
that.
so-
We
No,
need
hold on.
more.
What's
It's not
legal, what's
legit. It's not legit. Go
Okay,
ahead.
so the
don't
arrest
know.
warrant, first of all, the arrest warrants are civil warrants. They're not criminal arrest warrants.
What does that mean?
Well, basically, a sheriff's going to come there and accompany you to as a company, say, please come with me. And there's really not much they could do other than that. They can't. There's no criminal consequence to not
But
showing up.
every little thing
Everything
that
happens-
everybody does, show up to the rally on Sunday. What
This is-
time is it, Heshy?
It's at 3:30. But my
3:30.
You know what I was told? Two of the politicians that went to Washington and decided, well, we don't want to be here because of the,
It's the biggest cop out. I mean, it's.
they ended up going on vacation to another
of course they
country
did.
because they
Could
had
somebody
non-refundable
please bring
tickets.
me a megaphone when you come to the rally? Because Heshy won't buy me one.
Ay, vey. This girl is making me miserable for no reason. But so basically, these people, and if what happens if they tell the sheriff I don't want to come with you?
That remains to be seen. Maybe they'll get fined. But I mean, it actually took litigation to even get to this step because originally a judge blocked the ability to sign. A judge blocked the idea of signing warrants, and changed his or her mind.
But here are a bunch of politicians that were hired to run,
Right. And they don't want to run because they don't get the way they want.
They
And
don't get
it's-
the way they want, so they stand by and cry.
Yeah.
And this is just wrong. And you know what?
It's nursery.
And they're
nursery.
Actually, we
and
didn't
they're gonna
answer
get
any of the
reelected.
calls. We have 3 minutes left.
Ask us a question. Do you have any questions to ask us from YouTube?
Keep going, and I will tell you.
Well, I want to tell you about one more little subject, and this is a very serious subject to me, guys. I believe that when this idiot comes, it's going to be happening, and I'm telling you right now, Ezra, be ready. He's going to give us this forced shutdown. The holidays are starting in September, the Jewish holidays. That's when your mask mandate and vaccine mandate. He's going to tell all the synagogues and stuff that you better not let people in again. Ladies and gentlemen, you go to your synagogues like last year. If they close all parks, you call Heshy because I'm going to open the parks. But not only me, I want all of you to come with me. Today I had a lady that came into my office, a very nice lady. She had a problem with a violation. And she came over to me and she asked me to help her. Boom, boom, boom. How much you owe me? I said, it's nothing because we do this, we do many times for community affairs. We do a lot of stuff for the community services we do free. She says, Heshy, people are scared of you because you scream and holler and you act crazy. I said, one minute, you're sitting in my office with 14 people working for me, paying serious salaries. I just helped you with some serious fines. I did everything. You spoke to me here for an hour. You saw all the other calls coming in, besides all the other stuff that I do. And why are you calling me crazy? She says, well, your video should calm down. I said, but what do you want in a 2-minute video? I have to get a message out, and the message has to be quick. If I'm sitting there boring you for 17 minutes, you're going to be bored and shut me down. I give you a message. I make it exciting. Yes, I'm a storyteller as well as maybe a little bit of an actor, but I want you to
Somebody
know.
wrote, wouldn't it be funny if Cuomo moved to Florida to avoid high taxes? And
Well, Cuomo is looking for a house these days. I can tell you that much.
I heard he has no apartment.
He has.
for
I
me to
think
go
that's.
to.
That's. I mean, look. There's a lot of rumors going around why he wants. What's he doing with these 14 days?
somebody wrote,
So, it
judges
could be for
ruled
them,
that
so.
Governor Cuomo can be given
Dictatorial powers.
Yeah,
What does that mean, dictatorial powers?
Just do whatever I want.
dictator.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, the truth is, all these executive orders that Cuomo signed last year, that de Blasio is doing, that Whitmer did in Michigan, and that Newsom did in California, Murphy in Jersey, go down the list. All of these are dictatorial powers. When a governor does what he wants or she wants without anyone stopping them and without any check on from a co-branch of government, that's a dictator.
I was showing.
Good night,
Before you
everybody.
say good night, one more thing.
10 o'clock, guys.
Can Cuomo say I don't want to resign anymore, or is it official?
That's a good question. Until he resigns, he could stay, as far as I know.
Okay.
If he changes his mind, he will be impeached, but I don't think he will do that.
Anyways, thank you for listening to our show, everybody. Come back next week at 9 o'clock. Watch my show during the week. I'm going to have a lot of crazy videos, and I'm going to make fun of everybody, and I'm going to come up with a new recipe. Play my music. Say goodnight, everybody. Thank you so much for listening.